Hello and welcome back to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel. Today's video going to be a preview of tomorrow's Celtic against Dundee Scottish Premiership match, a 3 o'clock kickoff at Celtic Park. A chance for Celtic to increase their lead again at the top. The bad news is that due to the terrible storms that have been affecting Scotland, Ireland and England today, Storm Eowyn, there is definite structural damage to Celtic Park. It's not known at this point on a Friday evening whether the game at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon will go ahead or not. And the indications are that Celtic and the referee and Dundee, etc., will be deciding tomorrow morning whether the game goes ahead at 3 o'clock or whether the game is postponed to another day. However, I thought I would do a wee preview of that game anyway, on the expectation that the Storms are due to settle down later this evening, and so should allow Celtic to do any running repairs to get the ground safe for fans, and expecting the game to go ahead. But obviously we'll need to wait for the official announcement from the referee and Celtic Football Club tomorrow morning. In today's video, we're going to have a wee look at the stats of Celtic and Dundee, plus prediction of the lineup, prediction of the score, and a wee update on transfer news, particularly that about Kyogo going to Rennes and Jota coming back to Celtic from Rennes as well, and also a wee bit of speculation as to who Celtic are going to go for as a replacement for Kyogo, as Brendan Rodgers, in his press conference today, was definitely indicating that he's looking for a replacement or two for Kyogo. We'll start with my prediction for tomorrow's game. I think Celtic will go in with as strong 11 as possible. So prediction is Kasper Schmeichel in goals, Alistair Johnson at right back, centre backs Cameron Carter-Vickers and Austin Trusty. At left back, we're going to go for Greg Taylor. Midfield, McGregor, Engels and Hatate. Out wide on the right, Kuhn. Out wide on the left, Dyson Maida, who of course will be getting the next match against Aston Villa off, having been red carded at the game against Young Boys Bern. Haven't seen yet whether that's going to be a 1 match or 2 match ban. Still waiting for that to come through. And in replacement for Kyogo, Adam Ida through the middle. That means on the bench we'll have players such as Luke McCowan and Paulo Bernardo, Yang and Palmer, and I would expect Johnny Kenny will also get a chance to come off the bench. Maybe even Daniel Cummings, promoted from the Academy and B squad into the first team squad. And also players such as Valley, Scales, Ralston as backups in defence. In terms of a predicted score, going to go for a 3-0 win for Celtic. Looking at the stats between Celtic and Dundee, over the last 10 games between Celtic and Dundee, Celtic had 9 wins and 1 draw, that 1 draw being the 3-3 draw at Dundee just a few days ago, where Arnie Engels dramatically scored a late penalty to bring the score back to 3-3. Looking at all-time, all competitions record between Celtic and Dundee, Celtic have 47 wins, 9 draws and 1 defeat, so clearly Celtic very much enjoy playing Dundee. Celtic are on a 45-match unbeaten record against Dundee, of which time 38 wins and 7 draws. And Celtic are on a run of 7 home wins in a row at Celtic Park with a clean sheet. And apparently the record Celtic have previously for that is 9 games in a row at home with wins and clean sheets. And in terms of recent form, the last 5 games, Celtic have 4 wins and one draw in the last 5 games in all competitions, and in all competitions Dundee have 2 wins, 2 draws and 1 defeat. So Dundee come in to the game with pretty good form, and of course just a few days ago managed to draw with Celtic 3-3, a game in which in the first half we should have been out of sight, but we let Dundee back into the game just before half time. And in many ways, the game against Dundee, which ended 3-3, was quite similar to the Young Boys Bern game, a game where we could easily have been 4 or 5-0 up at half time. We let Bern back into the game in second half, but happily that lovely own goal gave us the win that got us through to the last 16 playoffs, and potentially, if lots of results go our way and we do beat Aston Villa in addition on Wednesday, we could even get in to the top 8 with a bye to the last 16, although that will take quite a number of unexpected results, plus an away win over a mid-table, upper-table team in the English Premiership. Yesterday, Kyogo flew over to Rennes for his medical. Brendan Rodgers in his press conference today was saying that the signing for Rennes for Kyogo will go through within the next 24 hours. Brendan Rodgers also said in the press conference that Kyogo asked for a transfer at the start of the season, expressing a wish to get away to play in one of the big 5 leagues, as he felt his chances for international football were ebbing away, and also given the fact that he was 29 and soon to be 30, he was also keen to take up a chance to play in a big 5 league in Europe before it was too late. And so apparently the strength of request for a transfer from Kyogo had been getting stronger and stronger, and increasingly so over Christmas and New Year time. And so for that reason, Celtic reluctantly agreed to let Kyogo go and negotiated the best deal possible with Rennes in this case. Transfer, depending on which source you read, somewhere in the region of 10 million, 11 million pounds, possibly slightly more. It did sound from what Brendan Rodgers was saying that he, the squad, and the board and the backroom people at Celtic had done everything possible to keep Kyogo at the club. But once a player wants to go, to me, it starts to be counterproductive to block them and keep them at the club, as it just tends to lead to poor morale for that player, poor squad morale, and usually worsening performances from the players. So I think best to let Kyogo go, let him have a new start in his career. Hopefully it does kickstart his international career again, get him back into the Japan squad for the next World Cup. And I wish Kyogo all the success in the world. And as I said, that deal is expected to get signed, sealed and delivered in the next 24 hours. Brendan Rodgers also said in the next 24 hours or so, the deal to bring Jota back to Celtic should also go ahead. I think the deal for Kyogo to go to Rennes and Jota to come from Rennes to Celtic would have been all fully confirmed by today, Friday, was it not for the fact that Storm Eowyn had stopped flights into Glasgow, as Jota doesn't apparently appear to be able to come to Scotland until the winds go away and the flights restart for him to safely fly and land in Glasgow. However, it does look like Jota coming back to Celtic is practically signed, sealed and delivered, and at the same time, Kyogo leaving is also practically signed, sealed and delivered. No confirmation yet on what is happening with Kieran Tierney, although most football sites, Celtic sites, Arsenal sites, and scouting and transfer sites all are saying that Tierney is going to be signing a pre-contract for Celtic in the summer and starting playing for Celtic July, August onwards. But there still remains a tremendous amount of uncertainty whether he may or may not come in the January window. Rodgers did not update on the Kieran Tierney situation today in his press conference. nor did he mention any attempts to bring any other players in, other than to say that they are very actively looking for a new striker. He did say that one option he has is to move Dyson Maida into the middle, although he is reluctant to do that, as he will lose all of Maida's ability up and down the left, his ability to track back into midfield and defence, etc., and his ability to score goals coming in off the wing. So it does sound like the Dyson Maida option is more just an emergency option, and he is looking to bring in a new striker or two. The number one target appears to be ties to Kvistgaarden coming from Brøndby. That deal thought to be somewhere in the region of 8, 9, 10 million pounds. There is some interest for Kvistgaarden apparently from Eintracht Frankfurt and Red Bull Leipzig in Germany, but there are some sources saying that Celtic is Kvistgaarden's preferred transfer club, if at all possible. There were previously quite a lot of stories saying that Kvistgaarden was wanting to go to Germany instead of anywhere else. So we'll see whether that develops. Stories coming out of Aston Villa regarding Louis Barry show a lot of uncertainty as to whether Celtic have or have not bid for him. However, Unai Emery, the Aston Villa boss, has said that the plan with Louis Barry is to get him to sign a new contract now. A lot of sources are saying his contract is up in the summer of 2025, so in 5 months' time or so. And then once Barry signs a new contract, then Barry will be sent out on loan again. I think if Celtic were to have Adam Ida backed up by Johnny Kenny, backed up by Dyson Maida, and a player such as Kvistgaarden coming in, Celtic could look at bringing in Louis Barry as being cover for the striker position and cover for the left wing position as a loan, although Celtic sources are saying that Celtic are looking for a purchase of Barry rather than bringing him in on loan. In summary, lots of transfer stories going on, and principally now at striker, given the fact that we've had to let Kyogo go due to his own wishes to further his career elsewhere. So I think the transfer window is going to be rather busy for the next 9 days or so. Transfer window finishes at 11 p.m. on Monday, the 3rd of February. So we've got this weekend and 8 more days. That just about finishes things off for today's video. Hopefully I can get this finished and uploaded and edited, etc. before we get hit by any power cuts, as there are quite a number of power cuts due to the wind and weather near to where I live. So, just to finish off, polite suggestion, encouragement for those not yet subscribed to the channel, please do click that subscriber button. It does make me so happy just to get 1 or 2 new subscribers every day. If you did like the video, do you like the channel, do please click that like button. It does help promote the channel, but also helps promote Celtic on YouTube to more football fans around the world. And do feel free to pop your comments into the comment section regarding the result tomorrow, assuming the game goes ahead, the team lineup, and what your thoughts are on Kyogo, Jota, Kvistgaarden, Barry, and any other striker options or new transfer options you are recommending yourselves. And so until the next video, which will be likely the post-match review video for the Celtic Dundee match, assuming it goes ahead. Good luck, Celtic, if your game goes ahead tomorrow against Dundee, and hail, hail.